So in enhancement type of a MOSFET, as we already know that there is no physical channel available, so that current will flow from drain to source. Here we need to induce that channel first of all, and then the MOSFET will be turned on. Okay, so this is a n-channel enhancement type of a MOSFET. Okay, so there is a p substrate on which two n channels or n regions have been diffused, forming drain and source. So this is an n-channel MOSFET, enhancement type of a MOSFET. Okay, so symbolically drain, gate and source. Okay, so here if you observe the symbols of enhancement type of a MOSFET and depletion type of a MOSFET, the here this is a broken line. Okay, in case of a depletion MOSFET, there will be a solid line, straight line here. Okay, now we need to understand the characteristics, input and output characteristics of this MOSFET. So this is an oxide layer here, SiO2. Okay, So as you can see here, I have drawn two characteristics. First one is the transfer characteristics and second one is the output characteristics of this n-channel enhancement type of a MOSFET. Okay. So here for this transfer characteristics, when this gate voltage is positive, when this gate voltage is positive with respect to the source, also we need to apply certain voltage across drain to source, where drain is kept positive with respect to source. Okay, now because of this positive gate voltage, what will happen, the electrons will be attracted from this p region and they will get accumulated below this oxide layer. Because of this positive gate voltage, what will happen, electrons will be attracted from this p region and it will be accumulated below this oxide layer. Okay, now if this VGS is sufficient enough, which is equals to this value threshold voltage, here sufficient electrons will be accumulated to form the n channel. Okay, so that the current will flow from drain to source. Okay, so as you go on increasing this gate voltage, what will happen, more and more electrons will be accumulated over here, so the more and more current will be flowing from drain to source. So here we need to induce channel in order to start the conduction of this enhancement type of a MOSFET. That is why this is called as an enhancement type of MOSFET. There is no physical channel initially present over here. We need to induce that channel, and when we can induce that channel, when we will apply some positive gate voltage to this gate terminal of this MOSFET, so that electrons will be attracted and it will be accumulated below this oxide layer in order to form the channel. So when this sufficient gate voltage is applied, which is called as the threshold voltage, the sufficient electrons will be accumulated over here, which will form the n channel, so that current will flow from drain to source. Okay, so as you go on increase this VGS, what will happen, more and more electrons will be accumulated and hence more current will be flowing through the MOSFET, that is from drain to source, as you can see over here. Okay, so this is the transfer characteristics of this enhancement type of n-channel MOSFET. So we will move on to the output characteristics here. As you can see here, the output characteristics, it has been divided into three regions. First one is the cutoff region, then second one is called as linear region, and third one is the saturation, or it is also called as a pinch off region. Okay, so we are talking about this enhancement type of a MOSFET. So here, until and unless we apply some positive gate voltage, the channel will not be formed and hence there won't be any conduction of the current. So from this basic idea, I can see that for this gate voltage less than the threshold voltage, less than or equals to threshold voltage, the MOSFET will be in the off state. Why? Because there won't be any channel formed here because of insufficient gate voltage. There won't be channel formed to carry the current. Okay. So as long as this gate voltage is less than the threshold voltage, the sufficient electrons will not be attracted to develop the virtual channel between drain and source. Therefore, there will be a high resistance offered from drain to source. Okay, a negligibly small current will be flowing through the MOSFET, and we can say that MOSFET is as good as in the off state. Okay, so this is the cutoff region. So here, this region is nothing but what? It indicates what? It indicates the cutoff region for the gate voltage less than the threshold voltage. Threshold voltage, we can say that it is the minimum voltage that needs to be applied to the gate terminal, positive voltage that needs to be applied to the gate terminal, so that the channel will be formed. Okay, so for the voltage is less than this threshold voltage, the MOSFET will operate in the cutoff region. Okay, the next region we can talk about is the linear region. So this linear region will be defined For definitely it will have to satisfy the most important condition that the gate voltage needs to be greater than this threshold voltage, and the drain to source voltage is less than or equals to VGS minus VT. Okay. So here we can see that the output characteristics is nothing but what? The output voltage versus the output current for the constant input voltage. Right? So this is the input voltage VGS 1, 2, 3, and output voltage is VDS, and output current is ID. So output characteristics is always a graph of output voltage versus output current for the constant input voltage. Now, in order to start the conduction here, the gate voltage should be larger than this threshold voltage Vt. Okay. Now, whenever this gate voltage is greater than Vt, the current ID will start flowing through the circuit. Now, for this Vg is greater than Vt, current will be flowing from drain to source in proportional to this till, I will write down here, for this linear region. As we go on, this, if we make Vg is greater than Vt, channel will be formed. Okay, this channel will be formed so that drain current varies linearly with the drain to source voltage VDS. Okay, so this region I'll see. Okay, so as you go on increase, this drain current will increase linearly with this drain to source voltage VDS. Okay, now this current has been limited by the voltage VDS should be less than equal to VGS minus VT. Okay, the current ID will vary linearly with this VDS till this VDS becomes equals to VGS minus VT. Okay, so this region is identified as a linear region. Now, the next region is the pinch off or saturation region. So here, definitely the important condition will be VGS has to be greater than VT. Along with this, we can say that VDS is greater than VGS minus VT. Okay, now what happens at VDS equal to VGS minus VT? All the carriers in this virtual channel, all the carriers in the virtual channel between drain and source will flow and will contribute the drain current. Okay, as we know that the gate voltage is fixed. Okay, since the gate voltage is fixed, the number of carriers in this virtual channel it will also be fixed, right? It will be fixed. Therefore, therefore drain current will remain constant. Okay. So if you increase this VDS further, there won't be increase in the ID. Okay. So even though we increase VDS beyond this VGS minus VT, ID will remain constant. Okay. So we can say that the MOSFET is operating in the saturation region or this pinch off region. See, the minimum voltage required to start the conduction is the VGS has to be greater than VT. Okay. This current, drain current will vary as you go on increasing this VDS, but there is a limitation that till how much point this ID will linearly increase with respect to this VDS. What is the condition? ID will increase linearly with increase in this VDS is till VDS is less than or equal to VGS minus VT. Once this VDS exceeds this limit VGS minus VT, this ID will stop increasing linearly, rather it will remain constant because our gate voltage is constant. Why? Because gate voltage decides the number of carriers that will be accumulated below this oxide layer. Since this gate voltage is fixed, number of carriers that will be accumulated, that will be also fixed. Therefore, the drain current will not increase beyond a certain limit. It will remain constant even though you go on increasing this VDS. So we can say that MOSFET is operating in the saturation region or in the pinch off region. Got it, everyone? So this is about the MOSFET. These MOSFETs are basically used in SMPS, then they are used in brushless DC motor drives. Okay, the rating, voltage and current rating are 600 volt. Current rating is approximately 500 amperes. Okay, and it is been used in SMPS. Okay, in brushless DC motors drives. Okay, so this is about the MOSFET. So the next type of a device that we are going to study is IGBT. So IGBT is insulated gate bipolar transistor. It is a combination of PAR MOSFET and a BJT. Okay. So as I have told you, this IGBT, that is insulated gate bipolar transistor, it is a combination of what? It is the combination of power MOSFET and bipolar technology, that is BJT. Okay, so it has got the input characteristics of the power MOSFET and output characteristics of power BJT. So the input characteristics of this IGBT is same as that of the power MOSFET, and the output characteristics is same as that of the BJT, that is bipolar junction transistor. Okay, it is basically a gate turn off power semiconductor device. Okay, so if we look at the operating characteristics, as I've already told you that the input characteristics is same as that of the power MOSFET. Okay, so for this we have right now we have studied about this power MOSFET characteristics, input characteristics of the power MOSFET, until and unless some positive sufficient positive gate voltage which is equals to the threshold voltage has been applied to this MOSFET, it won't conduct. So okay, now if you look at the structure of this IGBT, here in if you observe the structure of MOSFET, there is a N substrate over here. So instead of that, we have replaced that N substrate by a P plus substrate in this IGBT. Okay, that is in the MOSFET there was a N substrate at drain side. Here there will be a P plus substrate at this collector side. Okay, here the inepitaxial drift region, if you observe here, there is an inepitaxial drift region, and this inepitaxial drift region there is a P plus substrate and this P region, that is a P plus substrate, inepitaxial drift region, and this P region forms a PNP transistor. Okay, so this forms a PNP transistor, whereas this n-epitaxial drift region, P region, and this N plus region forms a NPN transistor. Okay, so these two here, as I have drawn in the equivalent circuit, this forms a parasitic thyristor. So we are going to study about the thyristor, so don't worry about it. Okay, so once the conduction has been started in the forward direction, the thyristor will be latched into conduction and gate loses control over its conduction. Okay, so what does it mean, what is the latching, we are going to study while we will study about the thyristors, so don't worry about it. Okay, so let me draw the forward characteristics over here, or I can say the output characteristics. If we draw, Now the output characteristics resembles to the output characteristics of the BJT. The output voltage is VCE. The output current is IC, that is the collector current. Here there are three terminals, collector, gate and emitter. ओके, जसं बीजेटी मध्ये काय टर्मिनल्स असतात, बीजेटी मध्ये काय असतंय, कलेक्टर, बेस, एमिटर. मॉसफेट मध्ये काय असतंय, ड्रेन, गेट, सोर्स. आणि IGBT, it is a combination of these two, where the terminals will be collector, gate आणि emitter. Okay. So if the gate voltage is 0, what will happen? The IGBT will be operated in the, it is as good as in the off state. Okay. For gate voltage is equals to 0. Okay. Now when collector is positive with respect to emitter, and if this gate terminal is kept open, what will happen? When collector terminal is positive with respect to the emitter terminal, and if we keep this gate terminal open, then what will happen? This junction J1 here, this junction J1 will be reverse biased. J1 will be reverse biased, so there won't be any current flowing from collector to emitter. Therefore, this device remains in the off state. Okay. And device is in the off state. Okay. So for Vg is equal to 0, the device will be in the off state. Now, in order to start the conduction, we need to apply certain amount of positive gate voltage, right? So when a positive gate to emitter voltage is applied, positive gate will attract electrons in this p region. Here, when certain positive gate voltage will be applied, certain positive gate voltage will be applied here, the electrons will be attracted into this p region, and what will happen next? And channel will be induced here in this p region. Okay, because of this positive gate voltage, electrons will be attracted in this p region and channel will be induced here. Now for Vg less than Vt, this n channel is not sufficient to start the conduction, but when this Vg will be equal to Vt, sufficient electrons will be attracted into this p region, so that the channel will be formed and this J1 will become forward biased. So this p region will stop, uh, or I can say that it will lose its identity as p region and it will start acting as n region. Okay, so now for Vg is equals to Vt, or for Vg is greater than Vt, due to this n channel, this p region will lose its identity as p region and behaves as an n region. Okay, therefore the forward current will flow from collector to emitter. This gate positive gate voltage will determine the number of electrons that will be attracted, okay, and thus it will determine the collector current that will be flowing through the socket, okay. So device will conduct for VG greater than VT, okay. So now during this forward conducting state, if this collector voltage VC is increased, then IC will be increased. If VC increases, IC will also be increased, okay. But it is limited by whom? But it is limited by the gate voltage. Depending upon this gate voltage, the increase in the IC will be determined by the increase in this collector to emitter voltage, okay. Now when this IGBT will be reverse bias, that is reverse characteristics, when this collector is negative with respect to this emitter terminal, we can say that IGBT is in the reverse biased mode, okay, because of which junction J2 will be reverse biased, okay. Therefore what will happen, it will block the reverse current, or it is in the reverse blocking state, okay. Now if we increase this VC, if this negative VC is increased at a certain point of time, junction J2 will be broken down and the large amount of current will start to flow. So here this indicates that for negative collector to emitter voltage, initially the IGBT will be in the reverse blocking mode, okay. Now if we increase this VCE beyond a voltage that is called as a reverse breakdown voltage, the breakdown of junction J2 will take place, because of which a large amount of reverse current will flow through the IGBT, okay. So this is about the forward and reverse characteristics of the IGBT, okay. Understood everyone? Okay, so this was about today's lecture. In the next session we are going to start with the thyristor, okay. That is the most important device as far as the subject is concerned. So from the next lecture onwards, you'll have to concentrate more, so that if you once you understand how the thyristor works, it will be easier for you to determine the applications for the which are based on the thyristors, okay. So today we will stop here. In the next session we will continue with the thyristor. I'll take your leave now. Thank you. Have a nice day.